Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar this evening. It's on student accommodation. My name's Jo. I'm the head of undergraduate recruitment here at the University of Derby. I'm joined today by Steve Ward, who is the head of student living, and he's going to tell us everything you need to know about student accommodation at the University of Derby. We've also got a live question and answers section going on as well. So if you've got any questions about our accommodation offer, then please do pop them in the Q&A in this webinar, and we'll be asking some of those questions after the presentation. So without further ado, over to you, Steve, for the presentation.
Thank you, Jo. So as Jo says, my name is Steve Ward. I'm the head of student living, and this is our Ask Us Anything event, which will hopefully give you all the information that you need to make an informed choice about coming to Derby and choosing our accommodation. So why choose Derby? Derby, from a Hall's perspective, is number one for accommodation in the UK. So we participate in the National Student Housing Awards, and they award awards each year based purely on student feedback and the level of satisfaction across halls and accommodation blocks all across the country. We are pleased to say that for the last 4 years we have won Best University Housing, which means that our overall satisfaction measures across the entirety of our offer to students have been rated the best in the UK by the students that live in our accommodation. In addition to that, this year we also hold Best Value for Money, which means that our students rated the value of money for the offer that they receive in Derby better than any other accommodation provider in the country. As it says at the bottom, those awards are based 100% on direct feedback. So we're really proud of those awards, and hopefully they give you a good indication of the strength of the offer here in Derby. So a little bit about the accommodation before we get into that. For those of you who are unsure, that in addition to your tuition fee, you also get a maintenance loan to support you with living costs. If you are moving away from home, then that is up to £10,500 a year. Our halls fees start from just under £5,000 a year. So hopefully you can see that the cost of our accommodation is well within the range of the maximum maintenance loan available to you. In addition to that, we are pleased to say that we have recently knocked £500 a year off our premium standard rooms. Our premium standard rooms are what an example of those you can see on the slide there. We have done that in recognition of the fact that, cost of living is high for students. We recognise that coming to university is an expensive, or can be an expensive decision, and to support that and to help you hopefully choose Derby over the other universities, we are pleased to announce a £500 a year offer exclusively for home and international UK students who choose to come to Derby. So a little bit about our offer. So our halls and our prices that you can see advertised on our website are all-inclusive prices. There are no other additional costs in relation to the accommodation. So that includes all of your utility costs, super fast Wi-Fi in your rooms and across all areas within the halls. In addition to that, each of our halls have got activity rooms where you'll find pool tables, table tennis, darts, playstations, games, etc. And we do a range of residence life events, which are free events aimed at helping students adjust to university life, meet people going through the same experiences as them, and participate in free events helping you enjoy your time here in Derby. In addition to that, we are university-owned accommodation, so all of our accommodation comes with 24-hour security. We have free bike storage, and we have free cleaning of communal areas. And in most halls, we clean the kitchens and bathrooms, with one exception being Darley Bank. In addition to that, again, being university-owned accommodation, we are able to tap into the university's wellbeing and student support services. So there is always somebody on hand for you here in Derby to support you as you make your journey through university. Some of the other benefits of living in halls. So moving away for lots of people when they move to halls, it's their first time moving away from their home environment. So it's a really sort of important time in addition to your academic studies, helping you move in, make connections, etc. All of our student accommodation, as I say, has a range of free events and round-the-clock support and a really sort of vibrant student community. Our aim here within Derby is to give you the best possible experience whilst you're here studying, and we recognise that that isn't just your academic commitments within the university, and we've got a whole range of wraparound support here in the accommodation to help you enjoy your time. We've got a variety of rooms to suit all budgets. So we put earlier that we've got a range of prices that start from about £115 a week, and they go up to our premium en-suites of about £180. And in between that, we've got a range of price points that can be based with whether you've got your own toilet facilities or whether you're sharing them, whether you've got separate living facilities in addition to the kitchen, how modern the accommodation is, etc. So we do like to think that we have got an offer to suit everybody's particular budget and preference. All of our halls are located close to the university buildings and the city centre, and a range of other services such as supermarkets. And as I said earlier, all of our halls, with the exception of one, has a weekly cleaning service within your kitchens and communal areas. So we do come into everybody's spaces and make sure that they're clean and tidy. One of the benefits, or another benefit of being university owned, is that we have the university's on-site estates team to help us deal with any repairs that may arise. So that gives us quick maintenance turnaround times. We're able to get involved and resolve those issues very quickly for you. We take rent payments 3 times a year, and they are taken after the student loan payments are made to you to make that easier. So we take term 1 in October, term 2 in January, and term 3 in April. And prior to that, the only commitment we ask of you is a £50 advance booking fee to secure the room at the time you make the application. All of our halls have benefit of CCTV, 24-hour security, and as I've already said, a range of university departments on hand to support you through your journey at university. This slide is some feedback from our students that live with us in halls. As I said earlier, we are proud to be the best university housing provider for the last 4 years. And this is just a couple of examples of these students and how they found living here in Derby. I'll just pause for a moment there. So a little bit about the choice. I mentioned earlier that we've got a whole range of price points catered to suit everybody's individual needs. We have 7 halls of residence, and you can see those on the right-hand side of this slide, and a range of different room types aimed at catering for your requirements. We do have car parking available on some of our sites. What we do say to students is that you don't need a car to study here in Derby, but we do recognise that some people may want to have a car for getting to work or going home to see family. In addition to coming in the first year, our halls are open to second and third year students, and we are seeing increasing popularity with our second and third years to live with us through the entirety of their university journey, due to the safety and security and the experience that we're able to provide. You can apply to live with friends, and you can apply we ask of you to identify whether you want a mixed gender or single gender flat. Other than that, there are no other requirements that we ask of you when you make your halls application. We don't put people together with courses. We put you in relation to your gender preference and age. We try to put students of a similar age together. We do have adapted rooms available for students with special requirements, and what we ask of people is on your application, if you give us detail around what your requirements are, we work with the university's wellbeing team to make sure that we offer you accommodation that is suitable for your needs. I think we covered some of this earlier, the activity rooms and what was covered or what is available for students from a leisure perspective there. In addition, in each of our kitchens, we provide a cooker, a fridge freezer, a microwave, kettle, toaster, and things like that. There is no requirement for people to bring any of that equipment with them. That is provided as part of your hall's accommodation. In addition, some of our kitchens have separate living areas, sofas, soft seating and TVs, and we do have a laundry facility available at every hall. We have a residence life programme where we've got over 100 events a year, and they range from national events such as going to Scarefest through to local events within Derby, laser tag, events like that. And we also do a lot of events in our activity rooms, be that quiz nights, cinema nights, things like that. So how do people apply to come to Derby? So the first thing is that you need to have an offer from Derby to study, and you need to have made Derby your first choice. Once that's happened, usually within about 24 to 48 hours, you are able to make your application to halls. You make your application through the university's website. If you go onto the university's website under the Life section, you will find the link to apply for halls. And you use your unique 9-digit student ID number to make your application directly to us in halls. As I said earlier, the only thing that we require of you at that point is a £50 upfront payment to secure your room. That's not an additional charge. We do deduct that off the first term's rent payment. It is purely to secure the booking at that point that you make that. We do allocate rooms on a first come, first served basis, and we do aim to offer you as high up your preference list as possible. So what students do when they make the application to halls is they put a number 1 preference for halls and a second and a third, and we will allocate you as high up that list as we are able to. So what we always say to students is if you've made your decision that you are definitely coming to Derby and you want accommodation, then get your booking in with us as soon as you can, and that gives you the best opportunity to secure the hall of your choice. Regardless of when you make that, though, we do guarantee all students who apply by the 31st of July a place in halls. So even if you'd make that decision a little bit later in the cycle, it's not an issue. Up until the 31st of July, you will get a place in halls. And even after that date, if we have rooms available beyond that, we will continue to support and allocate students into halls beyond that and through to September. So there's some details around how to get in touch with us. So that's our telephone number and our email address. Our staff are available on Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, and I'm more than happy to answer any query that you have in relation to halls. In addition to that, the university are running some experience days. One is coming up on Sunday, the 22nd of February, with another one coming up on Saturday, the 28th of March. They're a great opportunity to come and have a look at not only the university, but all of the halls that we have here in Derby and what that offer of accommodation is for students. So for those of you that are able to make that, please do come along to that event and see the halls for yourself. That's everything from me. I will pass back to Joe, and happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you very much, Steve. So yes, time to move on to the question and answers section now of our webinar. And we have had a few questions through. So Steve, if you're ready, I will start asking those through to you. So first one is all of the student accommodation in the city centre, or are the halls near the campus?
Yeah, great question. So we have 7 halls, 6 of which are large undergraduate halls, and they are all in close proximity to each other on the edge of the city centre, near the university's new business school, 1 Friargate Square, Markeaton Street, and they're about a 10 to 15 minute walk from the Gedliston Road campus. So yes, they are all very close to the academic buildings and the city centre. in addition to that, we had got a small postgraduate hall on the Kedleston Road campus.
Thank you very much. Okay. So another question is about the bathrooms. So are all rooms en suite, or do I have to share a bathroom?
So no, not all rooms are en suite. So we have three main ensuite halls, and they are Darley Bank, Peak Court, and Agard Court. And then we have three other sites that have a mixture of non-ensuite rooms in addition to a small number of ensuite rooms. So I think we have just under 1,000 ensuite rooms and then a mixture of non-ensuite rooms.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then someone's asking about if the social events, if you could just tell us a bit more about the social events that are organised through the halls as well, please.
So we have a residence life programme, and we produce a calendar every 2 months. So we produce one September to October, November to December, and so on. We work with the union, our residence life team here, and other parts of the university to put on a range of events. I think I touched upon it earlier. So we do national trips, whether that's Harry Potter World, Scarefest, things like that at Alton Towers. We run trips to laser tag. We run Christmas events. We have inter-hall competitions. In addition to that, we run a lot of events in our activity rooms. So we have cinema nights, quizzes. We do things like yoga, cookery classes. So there's a whole range of things aimed at getting students to meet other people and form connections, but also to learn life skills and things that they may be, maybe sort of having to do in halls but haven't had to do previously.
Sounds great fun. Okay, so question about can I live in halls in my second and my third year?
Yes, so we do take second and third year students into halls, so we do put aside a proportion of each of our halls for second and third years, and we are seeing growing demand for that every year. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so a question here. I've put Derby as my insurance choice. Does this mean I can't apply for accommodation until later?
Yes, it does. Yeah, Derby has to be the first choice in order to apply for accommodation. I think that's typical across most institutions, but yeah, you can't apply for accommodation if we're your insurance choice.
Okay, so if you change your mind about who's your insurance choice and who's your firm choice, then obviously you can book your accommodation. And if your choices change when you get your results in August, then you can get in touch and
check.
Check.
As soon as Derby becomes your first choice, you can apply for accommodation. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Okay, another question. Can I ask to live with students from my course?
Yes. So I said in the presentation, we don't place students together by course, so we don't look at particular cohorts and place them together. There is a couple of exceptions to that in the medical programs. Some medical programs who go on placement, we may choose to put them together, but generally we don't put people together on particular courses. But you can apply to live with your friends. So if you're wanting to live with people from your course and that's who you're choosing to live with, then you can request that and we will put you together at that point. Yeah, but we don't routinely put people together on the same course.
Okay. Okay, so a question from Annabelle. Is the accommodation team happy to speak to parents of applicants? My son is out at college during office open hours.
Yes, so if they're general inquiries, so yeah, we're happy to talk to anybody. That's not a problem. If it's a specific inquiry about your child at that point, we may not be able to do that. But yeah, general inquiries, that doesn't need to just be students, that can be anybody.
Okay, thank you. And then just going back to the second and third years, if I decide to stay in halls as second/third year, what's the likelihood of having to move accommodation?
So we have returning rooms at every hall of residence. So whilst we have returning rooms available on each of those sites, if you want to return to a particular hall, that's absolutely fine. There's not a challenge with that. Whether that's the same room or not will depend on what your preference is. So we do get some students who say, I'd like to return and I'd like to live in the same flat that I'm currently living in, and wherever possible, we look to accommodate that. Or it may be that we move you to a different block within that, but we usually doing that in conjunction with you as you apply.
Okay, great. Okay. Question from Emma about parking. Which halls have parking if a student needs to drive to placements?
So our halls that have parking are so it is Peak Court, Princess Alice Court, Nunnery Court and St Christopher's Court. So the two that don't have parking are Agard Court and Darley Bank.
Okay, so just got a query around the £50 deposit that you mentioned. The question is, am I paying the £50 even if I won't end up going to Derby? So I guess that's a question around if somebody's decision changes for whatever reason, what happens to that £50 deposit?
So that does get refunded in most circumstances. It's just to secure the room at that point. There are a couple of exceptions where it will be retained, but generally, if people are changing their decisions after clearing up and things like that, they will get that money refunded to them.
Yeah, so after results day, if they've changed their minds. Yeah, okay. A question about TV licenses. Would I need a TV license if I live in halls?
Yes, so all of the bedrooms are separate addresses. So from a TV licensing perspective, the expectations that students get TV licenses, yeah.
Okay. Another question. Am I allowed to bring guests in from back home, like my sister or friends?
That's fine. We have a visitors policy that allows you to have visitors for 2 days a week out of every 7. So yeah, that's fine, as long as it doesn't exceed 2 days a week.
Great. Oh, that's good. Okay, and then last question that's come in is from Annabelle. Do you need to empty out your room during the holidays?
No, so the contract that we offer is from September to July. So it's your room and you get unique direct access to that for that period. So yeah, there's no expectation that you have to empty those rooms at Christmas and Easter.
Oh, that's good. Brilliant. Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have for you at the moment. Yeah, okay. I think we've covered those all so far. So yeah, there's one new one just come in. Let me just open that up. Okay. So that's just a message just to say thank you. So yes. So thank you very much, Steve. That was really interesting and covered everything I think we needed to know about student accommodation. But if you have got any further questions, we'd be really happy to take those on an email. The email address is studentliving@derby.ac.uk. So do send us a message. And just as a reminder, we do have a couple of experience days coming up in the calendar where there's a great opportunity to come along and experience what it would be like to be a student at the University of Derby. Saturday the 22nd of February and Sunday the 28th of March are the dates for the diary. And if you are already a firm offer holder, or if you've chosen Derby as your first choice, you will be able to book your accommodation on the day of those experience days. So it's a great opportunity to go and have a look around the halls, have a look around the accommodation, and make your booking on the day. Okay, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I hope that's been useful for you. And we will be uploading this to YouTube, so you'll be able to have a look at that, and we'll be sending out a link to it as well, so you can watch it back on demand. Thanks very much. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.